Probably. Damn it.
Oh my goodness. Hi everybody, Caffeine Fox here, and hopefully my washer is not going to be too noticeable right now, because literally right through that door right there, that wall, that's not a door, right through that wall, my washer is just going ham, washing my clothes. I just got back from a run, so I'm already like, I'm a stinky furry, okay? I'm just gonna come out here and say it right now. I am not in my ideal state, but all that energy has got me pumped up for today's video, and yes, it is going to be a topic that I hold near and dear to my heart. So when it comes to the furry fandom, it can be difficult to feel like you belong sometimes, because there's just so many people. They all have their own interests, their hobbies, and you know, they're just people. With people, there's just a huge variety of people out there. I know we all kind of share, you know, a similar interest, right? Like we all like furries. I like furries. I'm a furry, if you couldn't tell. But it can be challenging sometimes to just talk to other furries, you know, where you kind of have like that wallflower kind of feeling. I have dealt with this problem for a while, and I got like, you know, a bit of advice to hopefully help you out. If you ever feel like you're in this position, you know, where it's just difficult to communicate with other furries, or you're really nervous about it, or you just feel like you don't belong, I got you covered. So a bit of a backstory on kind of how I think all this started for me personally. My dad was in the military. I've covered this before in previous videos, but because of that, I moved around a lot, like a lot. And every single time I went to a new school, I had to talk to new people, and it just became a lot. I was juggling different names and interests that people had, and at some point, I kind of just stopped for a little bit. Dealing with that kind of stress, being placed in a new environment, it kind of wore down on me, and it sort of carried a little bit over into when I joined the furry fandom. Contrary to what you see right now. Right now, I'll go up to furries and just be like, but it wasn't always like that. I carried a lot of that nervousness from when I was growing up and visiting all these different schools and new places to live. I kind of harbored that inside. So when I went to my first convention, not even my first convention, my first furry meetup, and consequently a lot of other ones after that too, but I was just so nervous to talk to other people. I felt like I didn't belong. It was almost like an imposter syndrome, right? Like, I shouldn't be here. They're gonna find out. They're gonna realize I'm not a real furry. It wasn't until like a year after that, yeah, honestly, I felt like this for an entire year, where it was just difficult to talk to furries. I just felt super nervous all the time. I was worried, like, what are they gonna think? Like, if I open my mouth and I just say something, am I just gonna be like, you know, blocked away from the fandom forever? Oh, hey, you know that Caffeine guy? Oh yeah, I've heard about him. He's a little weird, you know? He's a little weird. He just doesn't know how to talk to furries. Oh, I know. I've already told the furry king right now. He shall be removed post-haste. Those are the kind of thoughts that really ended up going into my head. So the thing that helped me break out of this constant vicious cycle of being worried about what other people think, is to not worry about what other people think. Cap, that was the dumbest advice I've ever been given. Hear me out. I would actually take every interaction I had and think about it after the fact. Kind of doing like a third person video game. Because when you're first person and you're experiencing all this, it could be really overwhelming to kind of like think about it in the moment. But thinking about all these interactions I had after the fact, I realized that people really don't care. They're probably in the same position you are. There's like a quote, I forget who said it. It might have been Dr. Seuss. The people who mind don't matter, and the people who matter don't mind. I started taking that philosophy with me. Honestly, if somebody was just like, I'm never talking to Caff again, he's like the weirdest person ever, it's no worries to me, because at the end of the day, we all only have so many years on this earth, and to worry about every single tiny interaction you have with other furries, it'll eat you up. It'll take up all of your bandwidth, and you don't want that stuff living rent-free in your head. So I challenge you to go forward and take this advice in mind. Don't worry about what other people think. And this goes without saying, obviously, right? Like, don't like do like horrible stuff in the fandom and be like, oh my goodness, nobody wants to talk to me. That is a surefire way to get like the boot out of the fandom. But just in general, like whenever you're talking to other furries, don't let that thought creep up on you. And this is not gonna be something that you can just do overnight, right? Like it's gonna take some practice and, you know, just like riding a bike or skateboard or, you know, writing cursive even. I haven't done that in so long. It's just gonna take a lot of trial and error. And the important thing is to not let all the errors outweigh your trialing, right? Like you got to just stick with it. And I promise you, eventually you are going to have like a great outlook in the fandom. It certainly helped for me. Now, I still have problems where I feel like, you know, kind of a bit of an outsider sometimes whenever I'm talking to other furries. And I just remind myself, Calf, are you going to kick yourself about this like tonight or like weeks from now, thinking like, what if I just talk to those furries? And you know what? That kind of thinking helps me snap out of it and I just go ahead and do it. So yeah, hopefully this advice helped. I know it's very straightforward, right? Like just go out and do it. This isn't like some kind of Nike advertisement, I swear, but just do it. If you have any other tricks and tips on maybe how to help other furries out who are, you know, just trying to communicate with other furries and to get over that nervousness and imposter syndrome, share it down below because sharing is caring. And if you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe and hit that bell button for some notifications. Sometimes YouTube's a little weird. It just doesn't tell anybody what's going on until after the fact. But yeah, I hope all of you have a great rest of your week and hopefully these tips help you out. I really do. And I will see all of you on the next video. Oh my goodness, just do it.
Oh my goodness, I'd like to give a huge thank you to the following Gold Egg patrons: Yorick Burnison, STL Motovlogs, Blueberry the Husky, Ashira Pony, Moodle, DH, Apollo Bunny, Dynamo, Emerith Cantonine, and Cinderkin. And a huge thank you to all my other patrons and supporters as well. If any of you want to consider becoming a patron, check me out on the link above. Oh my goodness, thank you.